city historian and lifelong resident Lenny Luizzi is parlaying all his knowledge of Hoboken into a run for 5th Ward Council. You've never held elected office, so what makes you qualified to run for City Council?
My over 40 years of dedicated community service. I am the city historian. I'm the past president of the Hoboken Museum. In fact, it was 10 years ago yesterday that we're doing this interview that the museum opened under my administration. I've served on community boards since 1987. I've been appointed or reappointed by 4 different mayors. I've been appointed to the State Historic Sites Council by Governor Christie Todd Whitman, who happens to be a Republican, and I'm a Democrat. And I've never accepted any money for what I do, and I have never in my life made a campaign donation to any candidate on any level at all. I believe my service to Hoboken is my background. I know the people. I come from a very old Hoboken family. I've raised my children here. I love this town, and I think that's my qualifications.
Why should people vote for you over the other candidates?
Well, once again, my record of service. I have a record of accomplishment. My wife and I, 27 years ago, founded a Boy Scout troop, which is now the only Boy Scout troop in Hoboken. And that Boy Scout troop has produced 13 Eagle Scouts, which is the highest rank in scouting. Some of our Eagle Scouts are Hoboken policemen, firemen, teachers. I have a record of accomplishment. None of my opponents has a record of accomplishment of having done things. I sit on the Historic Preservation Commission. I've been there 19 years. Last year, a story went very much unreported. Washington Street was chosen as one of the 10 best main streets in America. I've been on that board for 19 years. I played a part in it. Not a big part, but I played a part in it. Once again, look at Lenny Luizzi's record, look at my opponent's records, and you make your choice.
So how would you characterize everything that happened, the Michael Russo controversy and the long-standing corruption in town?
Well, I don't know that it's long-standing corruption in town. And I don't really know that Michael Russo did anything wrong. I saw the tape. He met with someone. He didn't take any money. Maybe he jokingly said, hey, here's the name of my committee. If you want to make a donation, fine. There's nothing wrong with accepting a donation. As far as I could tell, Michael Russo made no promises on that tape. Had he made promises to do something in return, then I think you have corruption. I think it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors. And, I can't speak for Michael Russo. I can only speak for Lenny Luizzi. But as far as I saw, I really don't think that Michael did anything wrong.
And your thoughts on the budget crisis and how it was handled?
Let me tell you something. Mr. Cunningham is directly responsible for what the mess that we're in today. First of all, Hoboken wasn't in a mess. 2.5 years ago, Mr. Cunningham played politics with the budget. They did not accept the budget. The state law says once you accept the budget from the mayor, you have to pass it. He broke the law. Mr. Cunningham lies, and he broke the law. By not taking that budget, the state came in and they found out that Hoboken's finances were in much better shape than we thought. And what happened? The state cut us $9 million. The county cut us $8 million. And Mr. Cunningham will say, well, the budget was underfunded. Well, then you fund it. You make the numbers. If you didn't like Mayor Roberts' numbers, you make them. He didn't do that. And what happened now? You know what? The budget now is only 8% higher than the budget that Mr. Roberts presented them. So why did Mr. Cunningham do that? He didn't do his job, and he broke the law.
Tell me about your suggestions for parking. As we know, that is a very big question that you get all the time.
I wish that I could tell you in 1 minute or 2 minutes the parking problem in Hoboken. It's a problem that's been here forever, but something has to be done. Mr. Cunningham has not created one parking space in 4 years in office. The 5th Ward is the largest ward land-wise in the city. We have the most vacant land. Why can't we build more municipal garages? Maybe we can have a shuttle bus to get people to the tubes from the north end of Hoboken. The garage on 916 Park Avenue, which is automated, maybe there's a way with today's technology to figure out that maybe we could not only have monthly parking there, but maybe hourly parking. Mr. Cunningham has not addressed the problem. It is a major problem. Another thing we might do down on Bizzetti Way on Observer Highway, we have that almost a mile-long stretch. Why can't we build a deck 1 or 2 stories high on top of that and make that another municipal parking garage? Mr. Cunningham has come up with no ideas, nothing new. He's the same old in a new package.
Now, if you had one change to make when it came to development, what would that be for the whole town?
Well, I don't know. I want smart development. I want open space. This is the former Bethlehem Steel Shipyard. I think this is sane development. I don't see anything wrong with this. Why can't we have more things like this? Supposedly the Rockefeller Group wants to come into Hoboken, and the area they're talking about is north of the viaduct on Willow Avenue, the 14th Street Viaduct. There has never been a neighborhood there, never. Why can't we develop something? Maybe not as high as this, maybe 5, 8 stories high. Maybe we can make a neighborhood where there never was a neighborhood. We could have some retail, we could have some residential, and things like that. But this administration doesn't even want to talk to them, and I don't know why.
So the town is packed with people, and why are more schools and playgrounds not being built?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the reason why no schools are being built, because back in 10 years ago, the school population really dropped in Hoboken. What you had were people coming in, buying condos, staying a year, 2 years. They got married, they had a baby, and what did? They left Hoboken. But that's not happening anymore, thank God. They're staying, they're raising their families here. And maybe we do need another school, I don't know. But if we do, I'm sure it'll have to be in the 5th Ward, because that's the fastest growing ward in the city, and that's where all the potential is. And once again, Mr. Cunningham doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't do anything about it.
So what is your overall hope going forward?
My overall goal moving forward, I just want to say, I'm 66 years old. I'm probably the oldest candidate of all the wards. I lived in the 5th Ward for 57 of those 66 years. And I'm proud to say that my family's been in Hoboken since 1883. So I think I know the city. Some of the people know us. I want to see Hoboken continue the way it is. I love when I'm working in New York City and people say, "You're from Hoboken?" And I go, "Yes." Now they take a step closer to me and they go, "Do you own a brownstone?" And I go, "Yes, I do." Years ago they would go, "You're from Hoboken?" and walk back. I'm proud of this city, I love this city, and I want to see this city move forward. But I want to see it move forward the right way. I want to see sane development, I want open space, I want families to stay here, I want to have some commercial space where we can create some jobs. This is a great town, and it has to stay that way. And I don't think we're on that track right now.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you very much for interviewing.
Lenny Luizzi is very dissatisfied with the current representation of the 5th Ward and feels his over 55 years in Hoboken will help him make the needed changes. Reporting for Hudson County TV, I'm Jillian Risberg.